Welcome back, everyone. I believe I have found the squeaking issue I had. So, to begin, and a recap, uh, I had to fully service this reel because washing it off, drying it, just basic cleaning was not enough. It started to squeak, 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 squeak. And I heard the squeaking noise coming between this plate and this body here. And try as I may to get in here and clean all the sand that was in here, I couldn't. I tried to grease it. The only time that it doesn't squeak is if I go into the water and reel it as it was designed to be reeled in water, fully sealed, like a van stall. So that's when I noticed that, like, every time it squeaked, I went into the water, I cranked it a couple of times. That in turn proves that there's some area that needs some sort of lubrication or separation between metals. The sound I mentioned before in my first video, it sounds just like aluminum. That's what aluminum sounds like when they squeak. So here's the answer. What is happening is that this portion of this lip is beginning to form some form of patine, some form of growth. This growth, you can feel it, and if you can see, I'll try to zoom in for you. This growth is like 2 microns, 3 microns in height. You can feel it. You can literally feel it. It's a growth because I used 99% alcohol, didn't work. Hydrogen peroxide didn't work. Elbow grease worked somewhat, but it was just so jagged. And this is in between there. So it spins around, this spins around, this is stationary. This has all of this growth on it. All this growth. It's not machinery. There you go. You see that growth? This growth is growing. And as it grows daily, it gives the gap between this, and this, no room further, so it will scrape and squeak. That white thing there, that's plastic, and it took me nearly half an hour or more to clean it thoroughly. The sand went in here, all in here. I had to elbow grease this. I had to use some elbow grease and hydrogen peroxide, alcohol, moisten it, scrub it, inch by inch, just all the way around. I was able to clean it. But yeah, the sand goes right in between the metal and the plastic. All along there, it's just sand and this black material, which turns out is what they've been using, this strange black grease I told you about in some of the areas of the reel, the gears and joints and stuff. There's this weird black grease. It's similar to mechanical grease, but it's very thin, and it stains. It stains. This here, though, is a combination of that grease, which they probably use to make it seem smooth and not touching the body. Very thin they use. But yeah, it creates growth. All this growth is from little micro sand that has just stuck itself there. And when you're considering a casting surfing, hard 6-ounce plugs, 4-ounce tins and 2-ounce, and even bait, like 8 ounces of bait, 7 ounces of bait, casting out there, or reeling in a plug real fast, or a tin. There's a lot of heat going on, a lot of heat transfer, and this is aluminum. It will start to grab these particles and put itself part of the metallurgy. I guess you can say. So that's the squeaking. If I can clean all of this off where it's smooth again and put my pen grease down inside the groove, not on it itself, but inside this groove, hopefully, God willing, I'll have an unsqueaky reel. Yeah, so that's a recap and a end to this video of why I opened up the Saltex 6000, because of the darn squeak and all the sand that I just couldn't clean on a daily basis. Thank you for watching. Have a great day.